Lord Frost could trigger Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol in the coming days to distract from the fuel crisis engulfing the country, the Labour Party fears. The opposition party is bracing itself for the Brexit minister to follow through on his previous threats and use the legal mechanism for suspending aspects of the protocol. It comes as the government grapples to tackle panic buying at petrol stations across the country. Labour is worried that amid growing frustration at the government's handling of the fuel crisis, Lord Frost could use the Northern Ireland Protocol as a distraction. I'm ashamed to say this about our government, but I think that makes it more likely that they will want to trigger Article 16, Shadow Brexit Minister Baroness Chapman said at a fringe event at the Labour Party's annual conference. They will like the drama of it and they will seek to use that to further their own party political advantage. And that should shock nobody in this room. Asked if Labour believed action on Article 16 could happen as soon as next week, she added, "I would not be surprised if what is predicted actually happens." Baroness Chapman criticised Lord Frost's EU negotiating strategy as she said the permanent threats to trigger Article 16 were undermining Britain's reputation around the world. What we need to do is hold a mirror up to Conservatives, she said. Lord Frost cannot get through a sentence about the European Union and the Northern Ireland Protocol, without at the end inserting a couple of sentences saying but of course, the conditions for Article 16 have been met. There's this threat all the time that we have something we could do that would really show them and it's so unhelpful, and destructive, and counterproductive, and again our own interest as a country. The only responsible thing to do is to keep reminding him, and the government, and his party, and the public that there is a better way that serves our interests more fully than they have chosen. Lord Frost has pledged to renegotiate the Northern Ireland Protocol, claiming in its current form it will have a detrimental impact on the UK's internal market. He wants to slash some of the bureaucratic red tape introduced on goods being transported from Britain to the province. The negotiator of the 2019 withdrawal agreement has repeatedly warned there are grounds for suspending the treaty, but he will not do so if Brussels cooperates in finding a solution. Similar threats to walks away from EU negotiations without a deal were successful in convincing the bloc to reopen talks in 2019 and helped to convince them to cave on UK demands in trade discussions in 2020. Advocating a different approach, Baroness Chapman said a Labour government would seek to build better relations with the EU to overcome Brexit frictions. She said, "It's about mutual respect, shared endeavour, about finding common ground, about tackling problems together." That's the Labour way. That's the way we've always approached it, that's what we did in government.